wrestling buddies want to be your buddy. What's going on?
Hey, buddy. Buddy!
You got me mad now.
We wish you the happiest of post-Thanksgivings to you, everyone out there in the Wrestling Compadres Slamcast stratosphere, as Scott Narver's mocking every movement that I'm doing. We hope you're having a great one wherever you're listening or watching. This is the Compadres. Stop it. Damn it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Anyways, this is the Wrestling Compadres Slamcast on AfterBuzz TV. If you're watching us, hey, what's poppin'? If you're listening on iTunes or on Podcast One, we appreciate you big time. And this is episode 99 of 100. We did it. We're 1 week away from our monumentous. Is that a word? I don't know. Every week I come up with a word that's not real. Our monumentous 100th episode is next week, Scott Narver.
Yeah, money for Sonny.
Money for Sunday.
She needs it.
Let's get to the introductions. All right, first off, we are at Wrestling Buds on Twitter. If you're listening for the first time, welcome. We're your new favorite show, just a heads up. We're facebook.com/WrestlingBuds. I am at Jay Quasto on the Twitter. This gentleman right here in studio with me wearing a sweet Ring of Honor shirt. He trudged all the way up to Spokane, Washington for the Thanksgiving holiday. You know he is Scott Narver.
My boy.
What's happening, brother?
Nothing much. Oh, the song? No song?
Oh, no, I was doing both for you.
Oh,
Scott Narver, Scott Narver, Curtain
Twice at once.
He's always there to save the day. Scott Narver, Scott Narver.
I am so thankful this season for Kurt Hennig and the Rap is Crap Band
Wow.
for making that additional song.
You really
the
pulled
lost
that
track.
You pulled that one out of nowhere. I was hoping you would say Hogan and the Wrestling Boot Band.
That's crazy.
I have that on cassette.
I have it on CD.
You liar.
No, I don't lie. It's in my car.
Okay.
It's in my car.
You don't have to yell at me.
It's in my car.
You don't have to yell at me. I trust you. I believe you.
Okay.
All right. There's two guys on the phone. Should we get to them?
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it the Wrestling Boot Band?
It is the Wrestling Boot
Jimmy
Band.
Hart and-
Our version of the Wrestling Boot Band. The first gentleman I shall introduce. He is the pride of TCU and the pride of Houston, Texas. You can find him on Twitter at crice17. You know he's Charles Rice.
He's a man.
What up, though?
Oh, you know, another, well, not so sunny day in Houston, Texas.
Okay.
It's kind of rainy and cold down here, which, truthfully, I've kind of missed living in California for so long, so that's kind of cool.
Well, how was the Thanksgiving holiday?
Dude, it was awesome. Okay, so, I know Scott especially will appreciate this. A couple months ago, he and I went to a barbecue festival in California, which was amazing.
Okay. True.
And during Thanksgiving, we had one. I went to two different Thanksgivings this year, and one of them they had a turkey, this barbecued turkey from this restaurant called Killen's.
Killen's.
And yeah, Killen's Barbecue in Pearland, Texas, is where it was from. And I guess this guy's restaurant, he used to be a chef at the White House, and he's been rated as one of the top 5 barbecue places in the country, all that kind of stuff. And we got to have the barbecue turkey from there, and it was fantastic. So if you're ever in Texas, especially in the Houston area, and you get a chance to go eat at Killen's, God, man, this is like the best barbecue I've ever had.
Would you say it was scrumptious even?
It was very scrumptious.
All right, I love that.
Jimmy
Well, boy.
Snuka's favorite barbecue place.
You know what? We're not.
That's wrong, dude.
I don't know. Do you know his favorite barbecue place?
No, but I imagine you've done enough research to know.
One of the top 5
Of-
rated.
Yeah.
That's what Chuck just said.
Right.
So it's probably Jimmy Snuka's
Probably.
favorite.
That's a 20% chance. And maybe he likes underrated barbecue places. You don't know.
Maybe.
I'm just.
Maybe.
Let's get to the other gentleman on the line. You can find him on Twitter at TheWalkingDale, also at YouTube.com/DishingOnMovies. He is always best for business, and anytime he's on the show, you know we're all going to have He's Dale Rutledge.
I got a puppet. I got a puppy? Bad news.
My man.
Yo, it's a special barbecue edition of Wrestling Compadres.
Yo, we barbecuing up in here. We barbecuing up in here.
Over here.
Up in here. Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
I expect you to do a dishing on movies with barbecue now.
Oh,
Oh, because you just saw the barbecue?
yeah. Don't you have to? Let's find a. Is there a movie about barbecue?
Oh, there's gotta be. There's gotta be.
Probably.
I'll research, you know.
Yeah.
Or you could just
What I want to talk about Thanksgiving is Thanksgiving SmackDown. Please tell me, Johnny, you saw the gobbledygooker on Thanksgiving SmackDown.
Oh, you're damn right. I saw it. That's one of my favorite. That moment was you want to put SmackDown back on the map. You throw in. Don't tell me you're the gobbledygooker. You throw that in there, Xavier Woods. Yes.
Sadly, it was one of the lowest rated SmackDowns in like history, but it was on Thanksgiving, you know, so people got things to do.
That's not true. They're just watching football.
That's a good point. Yeah, a lot of football going on.
Oh yeah, well that's what I meant. Yeah, football.
Well, SmackDown has.
It's also because it got rid of the Gravy Bowl match.
Oh Lord!
See, that's what I was gonna say. Is SmackDown has lowered expectations on Thanksgiving so much throughout the years. No one thought to tune in that New Day would steal the entire show.
They did, and Xavier Woods was phenomenal. The Usos hiding as the gobbledygooker was that whole segment. I give a round of applause for. It was fantastic. Love
Swagger
it.
had chair rage.
I actually sent Xavier a Thanksgiving text. It was a joke. Do you guys want to hear it?
I'd love it.
What do unicorns eat on Thanksgiving?
What do unicorns eat on Thanksgiving? I don't know. Go ahead.
Anything they want.
Yeah.
How'd you type in all that laughter in 140 characters?
Yeah, how'd you do that? Was it a tweet or a text?
It was a text for a woman on Twitter, boy.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just...
To raise your public profile?
Yeah, duh.
All right, next time I'll tweet them so that everyone can enjoy it.
Trying to get your social media on.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Now, I know, Chuck, you don't have... You're busy right now, so you're only on with us for a few minutes. What did you want to pinpoint while you were joining us on the show?
More barbecue, I hope.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
I mean, we can never talk enough about barbecue. But, oh, man, well, I am happy to see that our boy Sami Callihan is already back in the wrestling world, not taking any hiatus.
No, he sure didn't, man. He already won, what, like 19 titles or something over the weekend? I'm not sure.
Something crazy like that.
Yeah, good for him.
You know, so at least it's nothing that's like in his personal life. Just probably sounds like he wasn't happy at WWE, you know?
Yeah.
Unprecedented.
So,
I've never heard anyone say that, ever.
Never heard it.
I mean, it's a ballsy move. You know, like we were all wondering if there was a better reason for it, but like you just said, apparently he just wanted to go back out and do his thing, and you know, more power to him. Obviously, he left the correct way. They granted his wish, and it seems like everything's amicable. And who knows? Doesn't mean we're not going to see him there down the road. Maybe.
Oh no! Did John Cena grant his wish? Because that's bad news. Then, if that happened.
I mean, I don't know. It's possible.
Okay. Oh no, that's bad. No, but that's the best way to do it. Is in this day and age of social media, and everybody knows who he is and is waiting for him to do something.
Yep.
Get out of there, and everyone's going to follow where you go next.
And that's what's happening.
I think this is a big chance in his career to really do something. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him pop up later at some other larger company in a larger role, but I just guess he felt like he wasn't being used right. You know, that's the only assumption I could come up with. And
plus,
good for him.
You know,
it sounds like there's some amazing matches going to be booked with him coming up. So
yeah, and plus you got to look at it from a financial perspective. Him being at NXT, and granted he didn't have the run we hoped he had, but that still is going to up his price for shows. People will buy tickets to see him, and so in the interim, he's going to make hopefully some decent scratch. You know, which will be great for him.
I hope so.
So
absolutely, he's a good guy, and he deserves nothing but success. He's one of the good ones.
Absolutely, we're on board with that. Well, I know you probably have to love the new catchphrase that is taking the world by storm.
Because Sheamus 515 says, I just kicked your ass!
God. Okay, look. Let me just be the first to say this.
Here he goes.
I love everything that New Day does, and the fact that New Day was on almost every segment of Raw last night,
Yeah.
that was a smart move on WWE's part, because that's one of the only enjoyable things about Raw lately, or SmackDown, as y'all pointed out earlier. You know, but when you add Sheamus to the mix, it takes away from him.
Oh.
He looks ridiculous, first of all. Like, I'm sorry, the slicked back mohawk, what the hell was that?
I'm glad I don't know, Dale, what do you think? I'm glad he came out in a suit, because that gives us maybe an inkling as to what could be down the road as far as his character goes.
Yeah, I was hoping. I mean, it seems like they're letting him do a little more with his character, at least. And I liked the slicked back mohawk for the dress-up version. I'm surprised to hear hair criticism from Chuck, but I
listen. Usually when someone puts a suit on, it makes them look better. He looks stupider. That's
Stupider.
I don't know. I mean, I thought he looked... I think he was doing his best Triple H impression. You know, black suit, red tie. I think there was a reason behind that. And it looks like he's having more fun in the ring. I think we got to give this character some time. We got to give him a little bit, a couple months with the title to see where it goes. But what do you think about the League of Nations, though? I mean, that's at least something.
I enjoy that. I'm all about that, actually. It's entertaining. I hope that they add Kevin Owens to it. I think that would be perfect addition to that, actually.
That's true. There is no Canadian on the League of Nations.
I've been not watching Raw ever since Survivor Series. I took a hiatus.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, last night, the League of Nations was formed.
Good to have you on the show, Narver.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because you guys watch everything that there is.
I respect that. I respect that so much, Scott, because so many people, myself...
Because Chuck does it all the time.
I do. I truly do.
I did it with a purpose, though. I didn't just I didn't watch it. I chose to not watch.
I mean, here's the thing. So many people come and bitch about what's going on it, and, everyone's always like, well, you don't stop watching it, and you obviously had a problem with Survivor Series, you had a problem with what they're putting out there, and you said, hey, I'm choosing to show you that I don't want to watch this crap.
And to both your points, you weren't the only one. Raw last week had under 3 million viewers. It was full 1.3 million less than the post-Survivor Series Raw last week. I don't know what ratings were this week. But...
To be fair, when I watch it on 1 million TVs.
Oh, see? So you really made a difference.
I did.
You really...
No, I mean, I didn't like that I watched at the end of Survivor Series that I watched something that I saw 2 years ago in person, and it was the same storyline with Daniel Bryan, John Cena, Randy Orton, and Triple H. I'm like, again? Like, you're not even masking it. It's the same thing. So I opted out. I celebrated this Thanksgiving. I was like, there's other options.
Sure.
We got ROH, we got TNA. There's other things. So, and like Road Dogg said on Twitter with everybody going at him, I'll be back. There's no doubt. Like, I'm going to watch here and there. I watched SmackDown. But overall, like...
Did Road Dogg say he was...
People were coming at Road Dogg, and Road Dogg was defending the show and saying, like, no matter what you say, no matter what you complain about, you'll be back.
Yeah.
Like, you'll always come back. And I think that's very true.
Yeah.
I'll be back. I'm going to just take a hiatus of some of the WWE stuff for a little while just because it's not what I want.
Okay.
I don't want two guys that are neutered by scripted promos that have muddled characters and I don't feel are the top two guys in the top two spots.
Very good point.
With a storyline that is recycled, No,
I mean... yeah, go ahead, Chuck.
And I think it's very important sometimes really to do that too. Like Dale pointed out, I've taken hiatus at a time, and it's nice to come back sometimes because the downside to this is, which is sad in some ways, is that when I've taken these hiatuses throughout this past year, you come back and it's pretty much like you didn't miss anything, and that's a little disturbing at times. But I think it gives you a chance to rekindle the love that you might have for the WWE and their products sometimes when you do take a step back and aren't, bogged down with, because they have so much for you to watch, and the product just hasn't been as stellar lately. There's no other way to put it. It's not trying to be negative. It's not trying to be critical. It's just factual.
Yeah. And they're not losing my money. Like, I bought a couple shirts on WWE Shop. I still paying for the network. I bought the game. Like, there's no lack of me providing the money or watching other stuff that they got. And I'll still occasionally catch New Day stuff. Like, there's still stuff I want to see.
Sure.
But that main event, No, that's not the main event for me.
You mean last night on Raw, or are you talking about the
No,
Survivor
I'm just talking
Series?
like that we're going in with Roman Reigns versus Sheamus for the title.
That's where we're going.
Yeah, I'm not into it.
And like for me, I watched Raw last night, Johnny, Dale, Scott, and the thing that bothered me is with the lack of top-tier talent that's out injured right now, why is someone like Kevin Owens not on the show at all? Why are the people that the fans want to see, and this is the opportunity to really give those guys a chance, why are they not on the show?
I gotta believe Owens just had a day off, maybe, for rest. Otherwise, I don't know why he would be on. But I mean, they gave a couple things a shot. I mean, it wasn't good, but we saw Adam Rose with a little. It's called the Rose Bush, where he kind of did his own. What would you call it, Dale? Is it kind of like a Hollywood Minute that Spade used to do for SNL, where he just makes fun of things? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a comedic talking heads type of thing, and the thing I liked the best from it was him saying the dirt is always fresh. I thought that was funny. But I don't know. I mean, it's something to give him a chance to try and do something. There's a lot of guys that need a repackage, and he certainly was near the top of that list, so I'm glad they're at least trying something.
Can we agree on SmackDown that it was confirmed that he killed the bunny? Once and for all?
Apparently, there have been really weird vignettes with him recently where you see the bunny like a shadow or something.
But he gave the New Day rabbit stew, and Big E freaked out that he killed the bunny.
I mean, I think one can deduct from that.
This is like Big Boss Man Al Snow and Pepper.
Oh, yeah.
Don't go there, Scott. Don't go there.
Well, it happened again, Chuck.
Boogeyman's into it.
Of course he is.
Look, you're talking about, Johnny, you brought up a point just now that it bugs me a little bit that they're trying this out on Raw. That's what NXT is for. That's why they have that show. It's to try these things out, try out these characters.
True.
They have SmackDown for that. They have Main Event for that. Raw is supposed to be their flagship show. Raw is supposed to be the tentpole of the WWE. And right now, when you have some of your top guys out injured, it's not the time to be trying things. I mean, I'm sorry, it's not.
And that honestly,
maybe I'll get some flack for that. But
go ahead, Dale.
I completely disagree with that, really. I mean, that's when you do it. Plus, Raw is the flagship, so that's when you get the temperature on how the most of your fans feel, is by putting it on the thing that most of them watch. But I think that by having so much time on TV, 3 hours every week, every single week of the year. I mean, they have certain things leading into a pay-per-view or coming off a pay-per-view, but everything else is kind of a trial.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me maybe further explain what I mean then, because I don't think it's a time right now, especially to try things when they're coming off their lowest rated show. It's not the time to do that. It's just, give us something that the fans want to see. And again, that's why is there no Owen?
Well,
why is there, these tiny, short Divas matches with the Divas that people want to see the most? Why are they not giving the fans what they are asking for?
Yeah,
the highlights for me last night, truthfully, were seeing Tommy Dreamer come back.
Yeah.
Because that was nostalgic. And honestly, the best thing of the whole Raw was a 1 minute and 30-second segment between Stardust and,
Titus.
No, man, I'm drawing
Titus O'Neil.
Titus O'Neil.
I was just going to say that. I said it. I mean, the Adam Rose thing was only a minute long, but the Titus O'Neil Stardust thing, oh my God, please put them in a program and let them do whatever the hell they want. I think it comes down to...
It reminds me of Booker and Goldust.
Very much so, except now Stardust is the straight man and Titus is the funny one, whereas Booker and Goldust were the exact opposite, but they have a similar chemistry. But I think it comes down to, and we said this, I don't know how long Raw has been, 3 hours now, but we all agreed when it went to 3 hours, we were like, oh boy, this is going to kill the creativity. That extra hour does so much damage, I think, to the show.
Yeah. It really does.
I mean, John Cena himself even said that 3 hours, they wish they could go back to a 2 hour show. I mean, it's only for the marketing, it's for the advertisers, it's not for the fans.
Right.
I mean, realistically, guys, it really is more like a 2.5 hour show, because if you go and watch it, like, they play the same things that happen all throughout the night so many times, and it's just like it's unnecessary.
Right, which makes it feel like a 4-hour show.
Yeah, that it does.
Well, the thing is they're still operating on a live TV type of mentality where they don't think that you're watching the whole show. It's very odd that they replay it as if maybe you only watch hour 1 or you watch hour 3. They do this in order to, like, yeah, sure, it fills time, but they're like, in case you missed it because you flipped over and watched something else and then came back to us. It's this weird, not the age of DVR or age of, you know, watching things digitally or however you consume the product. It's a definite old school type of thing to do.
Yeah. On the bright side, the network did just add Mid-South and Smoky Mountain Wrestling, which is really cool. Yeah, you can actually go into the archives and watch some old matches, which is kudos to them for that. I'm looking forward to getting into there.
Cool.
But you know what? You know what? On the bright side too, like you have to look at there's some other good stuff that came out of Raw last night. You know, it really is.
Oh no, there's always good parts, but 3 hours, it's just tough. And you know what Scott is saying and what you're saying. You know, it's funny. There's 4 of us here, and you guys are on a similar boat, and Dale and I are still trying to just trudge up that positive mountain. But like that kind of, we're 50-50, and that kind of like represents the majority of the fans out there.
But mine comes from positivity. Like
Sure.
I went through my days as a negative fan and scrutinizing, doing all that. Like that's no fun. Right. And this was the positive way of just bowing out for a little bit because I will see the segments here and there. I will still catch some stuff. You guys, I'm sure fans will tweet stuff out and all that. But with the ship that is the WWE that takes up the majority of my wrestling time.
Yeah.
This week I watched ROH. And I hadn't done that in a while. There's a huge title match that happened. Mm-hmm. Did you see it?
I did not see it this week. I try to watch most weeks.
Roderick Strong and Jay Lethal.
Yeah, number 3.
I was in Canada all weekend. Just got back yesterday. I'm like way behind on stuff, unfortunately.
And Jay Lethal is one of the best. Jay Lethal is one of the best wrestlers in the industry right now. He's always been a phenomenal talent.
Yeah.
You know, he's charismatic. He's funny. He can wrestle, and I think, you know, he was something special when he was at TNA, and I think he's operating on a whole new level now.
Oh, he totally is. He's come into his own, but don't forget, I mean, Roddy Strong is one of the most, he's Mr. Consistent. He's been good for years, and he's finally getting his just due as well.
And he got even better, and I was reminded of the guy Moose on there as well. Like, that guy's just a beast, and I was reminded, like, oh, yeah, there's other stuff to watch, and it was a great show. It was a monumental show, and
you got
a big
Whitmer,
title change that happened.
You got B.J. Whitmer taking Carino's kid to the ring, who's like this poor 18-year-old kid who gets the crap beat out of him. Like, there's some good elements to it.
Nigel kicked BJ off the next pay-per-view, too. I thought, actually, Nigel was getting in the ring to announce that maybe Nigel was going to wrestle, but I think that's just a personal pipe dream.
Yeah.
But I loved having how fired up Nigel was on the show.
I love it, too. It's great. We're seeing so much. It's funny because, like, him and I, we hung out, like, it was like a week and a half ago, and I go, dude, you are all over the episode now. He goes, oh, yeah, is that right? I'm like, don't act like you don't know. You're there. He's, like, so humble about it. He's like, oh, well, you know, I do.
You know what? Do you know what happened this past week in wrestling that really shocked me, guys?
What's up?
Well, it didn't shock me, but it's just entertaining on a different level.
Like the Shockmaster?
No, it's not that entertaining.
Oh, okay.
The fact that Jeff Jarrett has gold again.
Yeah, he won the WrestleCade, I think, title, right?
Yeah, he won the WrestleCade title. But I really love, I don't know if you guys got to see or follow what happened at WrestleCade. Maybe I'm just telling all of you who haven't gotten to see anything from it. But it was really cool. I liked the way they kind of thread storylines from the different promotions that had people there into that show, you know? And it was kind of like an all-star cast at that show, too, because you had people from Global Force, you had people from TNA, you had people from Ring of Honor, you had people from Booker's promotion, you had people from, Wildcat in Louisiana.
Wow.
So it was like a really cool mixture. I mean, from what I've heard, our boys, Eric and Andrew, had a fantastic match.
My boy.
So,
that's awesome.
You know, Johnny, you were there with me when we got to go to Booker's show a couple years ago when Mysterious Q wrestled in that cage match, remember?
Well, that was their very first pay-per-view. That was June of 2014.
Yeah, he was on the card, apparently had a phenomenal match. Ryan Davidson was on the card. You know, it was really cool. You know, kudos to Booker and his guys over there. at ROW, you know, really stepping up on a big show like this and being a part of it. Booker and Stevie were there, obviously. You know, ODB was there. But I really, really like how they did the match between Jeff Jarrett and Matt Hardy, and EC3 got involved.
Do you know, did they film that? Is that like for distribution, or because I would love to see that?
I saw a photo of Matt Hardy. He's bleeding like a stuffed
He
pig.
was bleeding. Yeah, I think Anderson took a photo with him, right? Or is it Shane?
I've just seen a photo of Matt in the ring, just covered in blood.
I think Anderson took a photo with Matt Hardy, and he's like, something like,
Apparently the guitar didn't crack when it was supposed to when they hit him.
oh, those damn guitars.
Jarrett was trying to play my song in the ring.
Blood and urine and vomit.
That's what'll happen if you get hit in the wrong part of the guitar.
Yeah.
But
Vomit on your
speaking
head.
of our guy, Ken Anderson, he had a really funny moment on the show.
I'm sure he did.
Apparently he went out there and he was like, you know, reaching for his microphone and it didn't come down, so he made like one of these, like, the managers or someone stand on a chair above him and hold the microphone up and, you know, just did some really goofy and funny stuff that, like, apparently got a big pop from the crowd. So, I mean, it sounds like that was a fantastic show.
I want to see this.
See, and that's just to my point, is like, whenever you feel sour on wrestling in some way, if it is WWE or something else, like, change the channel. Find something else, because wrestling still rocks. It always rocks. There's something great somewhere.
Yeah, we'll have to, if you get a chance, Chuck, see if, like, it's available for distribution or whatever, and then we'll tweet it out, because I'd pay to see whatever that was, for sure.
I would too, absolutely. From, you know, top to bottom, the 2 days, it sounds like it was a fantastic show. Everyone that, you know, we know that was there that I spoke to had a really good time, came away with really positive feelings about the whole show. And I mean, for me, it really is, to your point, Scott. You know, there's so much other awesome wrestling out there. Right now is I personally think one of the most glorious times for independent wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you know, so many of the guys are just trying to step their game up because they know WWE is scouting for NXT, you know? And you get to see some really cool stuff. And because companies like Ring of Honor have these TV deals now, and, you know, TNA has their new TV deal, you know, they're all stepping the game up, it seems like.
Well, and vice versa. You know, back in the day, you would never see anybody, for the most part, step away from WWE unless they had a guarantee, you know, from some other major company, like, say, WCW.
Like yeah, exactly.
But now, look at Sami Callihan. He's like, you know what, guys? I'm cool for now. I'm going to go and do my thing, and I'll respectfully walk away. And it's like, now you're seeing that multiple times now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
right, I mean, we've got PWG in our own backyard, which I think is one of the best wrestling promotions there is, you know, to go and see wrestling at.
Yeah,
you know?
that's insane, those shows, yeah.
Like, I mean, look at the card that's coming up, I think, at the end of the month. You know, you've got Marty Scurll's coming back in again. I think, I heard maybe, you know, I know that, what's his name over in Japan, it's you know, Dale. Oh, God.
Okada or Nakamura? Who are you talking about?
The Boogeyman?
Kenny Omega.
Omega.
Oh, yeah, he's good, too.
That he's going to be on a show in California soon. You know, like, you know, so this is a good time to be a fan of wrestling, even if it's not WWE wrestling. And I hope that WWE is able to find their, you know, they're in that lull right now, but, you know, it always goes in ebbs and flows, like Dale always says. And I hope they are able to pick it back up too.
That's why we call him Ebbs and Flows Rutledge.
Nobody called me that.
Well, I'm calling you that right now.
To that point, though, I mean, I think that we forget this a lot of times, is that, you know, post-Survivor Series till Royal Rumble, I mean, it's generally a downtime for WWE anyways, injuries or otherwise. Usually, I think the creative team is just, like, trying to figure out where to go for next year at this point. So, I mean, like the rest of TV, I wish that they could take a break. I wish they could have a season. I mean, you can't do anything all the time. I mean, look at the best shows on TV. I mean, even, you know, nowadays they're getting 12 episodes.
Sure.
It used to be 24, but now it's just, you know, less and less, so that the product can stay true and creative. But WWE just doesn't have that luxury, or any of the wrestling shows, really, but WWE specifically.
It's a pressure cooker, that's for sure.
Well, you know, I don't know how many of you guys, like, read any of, like, the stuff that gets posted from, you know, different wrestling journalists and stuff, but Mike Johnson, you know, he's one of my favorites. He's a good guy. He, you know, always tries to cover the industry from, you know, a very neutral standpoint, and just, you know, he tries to put that positive outlook that we talk about a lot, you know? And today he had a posting on his Facebook page about how he's like, I don't understand why so many WWE fans are constantly negative like this, because he said it's not like, and they bash the writers and they bash the people, but it's like, it's not like the writers are going out there and trying to put on a bad show.
Right.
And it's not like the wrestlers themselves are trying to do a bad job. He said Vince doesn't want to put on a bad product, It's, and as hard as it is, and I know it's kind of contradictory to what how I feel right now, it's hard. You got to keep that in mind sometimes. I guess you really do.
Well, no, and that's why we've always said right from the word go on episode 1, we're a positive show. We're not the kind of, because, for the most part, we've all worked in the industry at one point or the other, and we know how difficult it is. And that's why, we always take the positive light. We're not afraid to give constructive criticism when it's due, but at the same time, we wouldn't be talking about it and spending all the time and effort and money that we have if we didn't love it. Every single one of us here loves it, and so we're going to try and accentuate the positive. And that's what we do, but at the same time, everything you guys are saying is completely understandable.
I think it's a true testament to the fact that, about a year ago, people were very negative on New Day,
Yep.
And they said this is the stupidest thing and it'll never work. Look where that is now.
And who stuck by him the whole time? The Compadres did, damn it.
Yeah, we did.
All day.
Hey, real quick, Johnny, before I got to get out of here.
Okay.
I got a cheap plug that ties into my man Big E. Yesterday, or when you
Big
guys
E barbecue sauce. Is it Big E barbecue sauce?
Wait, are you selling Booty Aid?
No, I'm not. But
Make sure it's sealed. Don't drink it otherwise.
Yeah, you don't want open Booty Aid.
Before I do this cheap plug, I will tell you when it comes to barbecue, that reminds me. I had a very interesting conversation this past couple days with ODB.
Okay.
And
we'll be the judge of that.
We're going to be trying to come up with some kind of contest that involves her barbecue sauce in our show.
Oh, great. Yeah, dude, we're totally on board with that.
I don't know what it's going to be, but guys, that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
And secondly, 2 days ago when you listen to this, our boy, friend of the show, friend of America, life changer extraordinaire, Ryan Nemeth, put out a book.
Yep, and it's actually, as soon as you hang up, we're getting him on the horn. So you need to mention no further because he's going to talk about it himself.
But I want you to look on that back cover.
Yeah, I know your name's on the back cover. Go ahead, say it.
Look whose name is next to Big E.
Dolph Ziggler.
Yep.
Not quite. I think it might have been a typo on Ryan's part. I'm not sure.
Jack Rice.
That'd be great if it said Jack Rice.
But anyway, boys, I love all of you, and I will be seeing you live and in living color next week.
That's right, in living color. Next Tuesday, he'll be here for the live 100th episode. See Rice17 on the Twitter. He's Chuck Rice.
He's a man.
Oh, yeah. You know
and
what?
like Booker says, I'm out.
Okay, there you go.
Bring that money for Sunny.
Money for Sunday.
Everybody!
You know what I'm thinking? We do have a Periscope for the Compadres. We should even
Sunny should be on here periscoping the whole time.
Or we could use our Periscope while we go live as well. I think we just got to make it a big old extravaganza. That's what we should do.
Oh, glitter.
Glitter.
Confetti.
More confetti. Hot dogs.
More confetti than Survivor Series, though.
Way more confetti than Survivor Series.
I think that wasn't enough.
I think hot dogs for sure.
Sure.
Tofu burgers because
sure.
For the vegetarian ones. Right now we got a phone call going down. I think we need Dale. What else can we throw in the big party?
Hot dog confetti.
Hot dog confetti for sure. Dale, what else can we throw in?
Oh.
Hello.
Who is it? Huh?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a friend of the show, very special guest. He is a multi-time author, former...
Oh my God, who is he? Stephen King?
Will you shush and let me do the introduction, please? Right. He's a former NXT superstar. He generally doesn't wear a shirt. He is always very bronzed, at least in photos.
Yep.
We lived together at one point. As friends. What is going on? The phone is just... everyone wants to talk to us today. You can find him on Twitter at HotYoungBriley. But most importantly, his brand new book that he was on the show a few months ago to talk about, Hard Body, How to Be One, drops on Amazon Kindle, I think yesterday or today. Either way, it's live. Go out and buy it. He's Ryan Nemeth, everybody.
Oh my God! Thank you for having me.
Dude, everyone's going nuts, bro.
I appreciate you calling me a friend of the show. I was under the impression that we were a friend of me, so that is reassuring.
No, Scott's a friend of me with most people. You and I you're a friend of myself.
Nice. All right. You're in the book. I mentioned you. I cite you in my comedy chapter.
Dude, I'm amazed at that. I'm amazed and honored. It might be the worst chapter, but
Janny LaQuasto.
Yeah.
Janny.
Little typo. So, dude, tell us about. First off, thank you for mentioning me. I'm like honored, and
Thanks for being you, bro.
I'm gonna buy it. So tell us, man. Tell us about the book. It's finished. It's ready to go. Just the floor is yours, my friend.
Okay. The book is called Hard Body, How to Be One. It is a funny take on fitness, and I get the input of some really great people that I met through wrestling. So I have my brother, Dolph Ziggler, in there, Seth Rollins, Sandow, Santino, Zack Ryder, The Miz, Rusev. The list goes on and on.
Me?
Johnny LaQuasto's in there. Yeah, well, it's fitness, but I also took it a little further. I kind of looked at what's at the core of these people who are working so hard and achieving great things. So I also included people, filmmakers and comedians. So I have Max Landis in there, who I think embodies the spirit of Hard Body without actually being a physically jacked person. You know what I mean?
He's very skinny,
Not just having the abs. It's kicking ass at whatever you kick ass at. So, it was like a huge amount of work. I have like 60 people contribute to this, and compiling and editing and organizing this over the last few months has been a huge chore. And I'm so happy it's out. I think I can finally think straight for the first time in a few months, so that's pretty good.
Well, I mean, thinking straight was not ever your forte, but I think I know what you're saying.
No, that's true. Yeah.
That sounds like an amazing book, man. And from what I've seen, and the fact that I know you've written books before, and you want to make sure that it's accessible to any audience, that anyone who's interested in fitness and being motivated, it's you want to make sure it's a fun read, and clearly with all these stories, you've done that.
You have hit the nail on the head. I've read a lot of fitness books, and I think they're informational, but they're very dry and very boring. And I like to put myself, when I'm either watching comedy, wrestling, or fitness stuff, in the eye. I try to imagine I'm someone who's just completely new to this.
Yeah.
And if I don't get hooked, then, what's the point of this? So I try to make a fitness book that is fun to read, very funny, and have whoever your hero is or whoever you look up to, hopefully there's someone in there like that, or that person, in particular. If you watch Total Divas, Natalia is in the book. She's giving her stuff. If you watch wrestling, you got Rollins, my brother, The Miz, whoever. If you like comedy, Johnny LaQuasto's in there.
Well, that's gonna sell you some books. I can tell you that much.
It's half by my bio. So my story of how I got involved with wrestling, how I got involved with comedy, how I got involved with fitness. So I kind of take it piece by piece, chapter by chapter. I didn't have a huge run in NXT. I would never claim that, but I met some really great people and learned some awesome things about what it takes to get to the top of whatever your business is.
And you made a lot of friends, which it speaks to you as a person.
Yeah.
You have a lot of people who are more than willing to help out. I looked at your Twitter today, and it's ablaze with friends tweeting about it. And so obviously, and you're that kind of person. Your personality is just, you are who you are, and you're easy to get along with. And obviously, you're making the most of this book. I can't wait to read it, because I'm like a fitness nut in a certain way, to where I always want to learn how I can be better, and so I'm excited to read it too.
Right, sure. Thank you for all those compliments. I can't wait for you to read it too, because I think there's certain things you'll laugh a lot about.
Is it okay if I read? Is it okay if I read my chapter over and over?
Well, you don't have a whole chapter. You have 4 or 5 chapters.
I thought chapter 11 was Quasto all day. That's what I thought you said the title of chapter 11 was.
I felt compelled to do something on comedy, since I feel there's a lot of people I know who I've met either living out here or through training them or working with them, or wrestling fans. They're comedians who aren't necessarily always in the best shape, but either they're interested in fitness, kind of don't know where to get started, or I look at them as someone who just kicks so much ass on stage or in writing or whatever. And I thought, these are still hard body. Like, this is a great example of someone I want in my book, someone who follows their dream. Like, Johnny, you don't treat comedy like a hobby. You treat it like it is. It's a business. It's a career. It's all you do and think about. You're always on a stage somewhere. You're always on some kind of platform doing something. I think that's awesome.
Thanks, man.
Traveling the world. So that's kind of, these are the kind of people I want. Not everyone is going to be, a world champion or a judo world champion or the best stand-up comic ever, but someone who reads this can go, all right, maybe something that person does applies in a little way to my life. And that's what I'm hoping people get out of this.
And that's the perfect way to describe the book. And it's funny how you mentioned, comedians aren't necessarily known for being in good shape. As you mentioned that, the 6'5", very svelte Scott Narver just started feeling his own body, realizing,
it's terrible.
He's a hard body in his own little way.
It's just the bones, because it's just a lot of milk and then fat surrounding those hard bones.
But you have the work ethic. That's the important thing.
Yeah, I show up here.
You show up here, and that's all that matters.
Just show up, and that's half the battle, is just showing up. Oh, also, if you're someone who just wants to read wrestling stories, like road stories and all that, there's a ton of those in there too. So whatever you're looking for, it's in there.
I love that. So direct people, as you know, people don't want to have to search. What's the easiest way for people to find this book? You know how they are. No one wants to go and try to find things. What's the easiest way for people to find it?
This is so great that you said it, because I've tweeted, texted, told, voiced, and pointed to my family and friends saying, it's on Kindle, here it is, just press this button. And my mom calls me and goes, so how do I buy your book?
See?
I go, well, okay, I told you 7 times. Okay, so...
To her credit, though, it is cold in Cleveland, so give her a break.
Hey, man. What gives, bro?
What gives?
I have the link on my Twitter, Hot Young Briley, or if you're just on Amazon or on Kindle, type in Ryan Nemeth, type in Hardbody, that's where it is. Or go to my Twitter and click the link. I always have it up. It's in my bio. It's in my tweets. Or if you follow Natty or Ryback or Zach Ryder or Dolph Ziggler, they're all tweeting about it too.
They all did. Yeah, they all did. The big guy gave you a nice little promotion too.
Big guy plays a huge role in this book. I have a very in-depth chapter about his horrific injury, how he almost never wrestled or lost again, and then his big kind of triumphant comeback. It's very motivating. That's a good chapter.
Yeah, he knows the real secret, hard body.
There it is. And you guys knew each other. I mean, you guys knew each other during that whole thing, because you guys spent a lot of time together, right?
Yeah, I knew Ryback back when he was Skip Sheffield, and we both kind of came from OVW as well. I kind of really started to befriend him when he was still on crutches, and yeah, we've been pretty close ever since. He was always a really motivating, positive person. When he was in some situations, physically and otherwise, that could have been everyone else in the world would give up and kind of move on with their life. It was never even a thought with him. So I thought he was just so perfect for this book, and I really appreciate that he was so open about his whole story being in there. So.
And look at what Rollins is going through right now, 5 hours a day of physical therapy, and he's already further along than, even as a physical therapist, I'm like, I didn't think he'd be doing what he's doing already. It's crazy. Oh, we lose him? All right, we may have lost him. Let's try to get him back on the line if we can. Dale, are you with us?
Yo, I'm here.
Okay, good. So you're still here. We're going to try and get him back on the line. I'm not quite sure what happened, so hopefully when he jumps back on, he'll just say, hey, I'm here. But regardless, I'm excited to get the book.
I say I put this out to the fans of the show, of the Compadres. Tweet us photos of you reading the book on your Kindle, wearing your Wrestling Compadre shirt.
Wow, that's a good challenge.
Yeah,
read the book, wear the shirt,
send us a pic. Throw it up on the Facebook, throw it up on the Twitter.
Yeah.
It'll be put up on the Compadres stuff.
Hello, is this the Compadres?
And you're back. So yeah, and I was just mentioning, and Seth Rollins a perfect example. He's going through 5 hours a day of PT, and he's going to get back to tip-top shape again.
He will probably. What's funny about guys like him getting injured is that they always come back in way better shape. The road schedule for those guys is so crazy that unfortunately it takes sometimes getting injured to really kind of get back to where you need to be. And they usually come back way stronger. They're just well rested. It's going to be sweet to see what he does when he comes back.
Well, it seems like I don't think you could be in better shape than Seth Rollins. I'd like to hope it was just an unlucky, twist of the knee. But either way, you're right. He's going to come back in great shape. And your brother, dude, he's been at it for so many years. He's got to have some great stories and some great regimens as well.
In 11 years, my brother has never taken a sick day or vacation, barring that one time he had a mild concussion and was ordered to not be at TV for a week, I think.
Otherwise, he's a workhorse.
Yeah, he's never, even when he was out doing the movie, he was not on vacation. He was working 15 hours a day shooting movies, fighting people, so yeah, he never gets a break. I kind of feel bad when he never ever gets a vacation or a break, if you think about it.
Yeah, it's nonstop. But
yeah, he wrote some guys that wrote so much of the book. My brother, The Miz, Bronson, a guy from NXT I became buddies with, Ryback at the time. Yeah, some people were cool and gave just their little tips and all that, and it was great. I'm happy to have it in there. But yeah, my brother and Miz and all those guys, they wrote so much for it, and I just felt so lucky that this was. Miz has actually sent me his last minute, right before the deadline at 5 a.m., and he said, I'm up at 5 a.m. typing this for you. I hope this is good enough. And I was like, really pretty touched by that, actually.
That's amazing, man. Good on him. How about, do we have the newly renamed Mad Braddox in the book as well?
Brad Maddox is in the book. Mad Braddox is in the book, yeah.
Awesome.
It's funny, I asked him for a cool picture, and he sent me, he goes, yeah, here's one you can use, and it's him on Jimmy Fallon dressed as a turkey. I thought, okay, that's about the personality.
He looked thrilled during that segment as well.
It's, well, shoot, how many other people can say they were on Jimmy Fallon, even though that was the case? I mean, he still was on Jimmy Fallon.
Hell yeah, he was. Hell yeah. And this Monday, you and I are doing a show together at let's give a plug to our buddy Shane Hartline, IO West in Hollywood, Monday night, 9 p.m., It's his sixth version of the Shane Hartline and hopefully Chris Pratt show, and you and I are both going to be on it. That should be a lot of fun.
You and I are on it, and probably a great assorted cast of funny people, and hopefully Chris Pratt shows up.
He better.
Always, yeah.
I mean, it's the Christmas season, for God's sake.
Well, unfortunately, the last show, he wasn't able to make it, and I kind of felt bad for Shane, but I'm pretty sure Chris Pratt's going to be there this week, so it'll be huge.
Yeah, and we're just going to bombard him with Christmas cheer.
The address at IO West was 6366 Hollywood Boulevard, I think. Yep,
can't miss it. IO West, Hollywood Boulevard, Monday night, 9 p.m. Hit us up on social media if you want to go. It's not a big theater, so make sure you buy tickets online. But other than that,
they got a bar.
Yeah, they also have a bar with some craft beers.
That's right.
They have a bar. They have, I think, their special drink each night, and that should be fun. It's one of the show. This show fills up pretty fast too. I remember the last few were pretty packed. So yeah, I would definitely get a ticket or get there fast.
Absolutely. Well, dude, congratulations again on the book. Go to Amazon, type up Ryan Nemeth. The book will pop up. It's Hardbody, How to Be One, and also check him out on Twitter at HotYoungBriley. Can't wait to read it, buddy, and I'll see you in a couple days.
All right, thanks for having me. Thank you guys. Good luck with the rest of Compadres today. Is that a verb? Can I verb that?
Best show ever. Don't you worry about it.
All right, see you. Thank you.
See you, brother. All right, can't wait to read it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
You're in it.
I'm in it. I mean, hey. I'm not going to complain about that.
Your mom must be very proud. You made a book.
I'm going to let her know.
You made it in a book.
I'm going to let her know. Daily-O.
Yo.
Are you ready to get into some news?
Let's do it.
And now this edition of the Wrestling Compadres Slamcast News.
Oh, Diane Sawyer.
That's exactly what I'm going. Well, first off, our friend of the show, Kurt Angle, apparently the upcoming UK tour for TNA is going to be his retirement tour.
What?
Yeah.
Damn.
I know.
Like, not from TNA, his retirement tour from wrestling.
That's what he's saying. Yeah.
That's intense.
Then again, does that leave the door open for WrestleMania?
Wait, was his Twitter hacked? Did Dixie do this?
Did
she get in there?
Are you kidding me? You think Dixie wants him?
Buy tickets to TNA UK because it's Kurt Angle's last show.
It's the last time you're going to see him.
Kurt's like, wait, what? No, I'm fine.
Well, they did cancel their India tour last minute, which is a bummer. Yeah,
that's not good.
No, they say it was due to safety reasons. I don't know what the real reason is, but they did not go to India. They're going to postpone it, I think. Maybe in this month they're going. I'm not sure, but
UK, get your tickets to go see Kurt Angle.
And plus the UK TNA shows are phenomenal. They're the best.
They are. I've been.
So yeah, that's right. You have been.
I did go a couple years ago, and it was really intense and really awesome because they were really appreciative of the shows,
as they should be. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so apparently Dale looks like Kurt Angle. That window is closing. It's a bummer, but it's that time.
Well, so's the window on Dale.
The window on Dale.
We'll get him back on right now.
The window. The phone lines are just on fire.
He's
today.
so upset
We've lost
about Kurt Angle retiring.
I can't wait for the live show next week if we have this many.
That was my way of retiring from talking about wrestling.
I was saying, what happened to you?
Gold medalist Skyper Dale Rutledge.
I can't wait for the live show. It's going to be just a jungle of phone calls. Good Lord.
Good Lord. So wait, but what I was saying was a retirement from TNA? No, a retirement from wrestling.
Yes, that's what he's saying. Wow. But the question is...
And TNA is the way it's going to happen, huh?
I mean...
That is hard. I mean, that is... There's a precedent set for you go, you do whatever with whatever company, but you try and do that one last tour with WWE.
I mean, here's the thing. The UK tour is in January. If that's his retirement tour, the timing would work out splendid
for WrestleMania
to work a program leading up to WrestleMania, would it not?
It would.
If he was a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble, people would have heart attacks.
Oh,
good heart attacks.
I think that's weird. I don't want to see these guys show up in the Rumble to be eliminated. Like, whenever everybody always wanted Jake the Snake to show up, it's like, why? I don't want to see him not win.
I just want to see him show up.
I want to see these
program.
Guys. Yes, I want to see him have a series of matches that leads up to WrestleMania to have some match, either a farewell or something. But it's Dallas. It's 100,000 seats. And with, they're not doing a great job of selling everybody so far. Granted, they got some ways to go.
You could have him win the Rumble, and that would be a great, whether it's Reigns or whether it's Sheamus or whatever, it would be a great rub to whoever the current champion is. I mean, he probably wouldn't win the title, but what a great 6-month run.
If he's really going to retire, what a way to go out. There's no shame in losing in a title match.
WrestleMania match, Kurt Angle versus who? Who's the dream match that you want to see?
Oh, Jesus.
I say
Jack
Cesaro.
Swagger.
You know what? That'd be fun as hell.
You're a hater.
That would be fun.
No, I mean, Angle, Cesaro. And plus, Cesaro would make sure he would be safe as well.
Yeah.
Angle, Cesaro would be something. Oh, boy. I don't know how you'd work that out, but that would be amazing.
Well, you talk to both gentlemen. You sign some sort of contract. You offer them some money to wrestle a match. You get an agent. For
Sunday!
You give her all the money.
Yes.
They do it pro bono.
Yep.
Yeah, it works out.
All the money raised next week going to Sunny on our live show. Our live 100th.
Needs it.
So we talked about it already, kind of, sort of, but Mick Foley sounded off on all the WWE problems. Last week, Raw was under 3 million viewers, over 1 million less than last year's post-Survivor Series Raw. We don't want to get it. We already talked about the negative. We don't want to get too far into it. But, he speaks of the way a lot of people feel.
He comes with a good critical eye, pointing out, like, what's going on and stuff. And I think the other thing with Survivor Series and what I felt kind of what took place was, since so much emphasis was put on the tournament, it didn't leave you with a show by the end of it that was other than the title picture. So if everyone's not interested in what's happening with the main title, there wasn't a lot of storyline and stuff to continue through to the next thing. It was a send-off of Taker. Like, that could have very well been the end, what it leads to. Bray wasn't in the match, this and that, but it's like they were dominant and they walked away.
Right.
The Survivor Series team matches that happened, like, there wasn't any follow-up to happen with a lot of the stuff.
Very true.
So Raw's not compelling to watch then. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I think
it also boils down to having a problem of, it has been the Seth Rollins show. Ever since WrestleMania, it has just been the constant story, and an interesting one, I think, of him building up and being with the Authority and the back and forth with Kane and all this stuff. I really enjoyed all of that, but sadly, which in 3 hours, I hate to reference Walking Dead again, but they focus on so many characters in just an hours of time. I think they kind of shot themselves in the foot by placing all the chips on one particular number, and that being Seth Rollins, and then once he was removed from it, they were like, "Gah."
That was Michael Hayes.
Well, Dale, what you're saying is they need to find a way to come together with a little bit of. I mean, come on.
Exactly, Johnny. I knew you'd understand.
We're in unity all the time.
And the injured list is quite extensive, and a lot of those guys are guys that I really want to watch.
Yeah.
So that's another hard part. Is like a lot of my favorite characters are gone.
But at the same time, let's not forget there's a lot of people on the sidelines that we would love to see again.
At the same time?
At the same damn time.
All right. Did you just?
I didn't have it.
Oh, it's not here anymore.
It wasn't on me. Yeah, sorry. It's okay. But there's so many things. Bring back Sandow, for God's sake.
Yes, bring back Sandow. Bring back tons of them.
Yeah, why not bring back Sandow? I mean, I think that's why we're seeing people like Goldust coming back, and when they, brought in Tommy Dreamer for this week, I don't know how permanent of a situation that is. Maybe through to the pay-per-view, I presume. But I think they know they've got a problem. We're obviously, they knew it before we saw it. So I'm sure they're trying to fix it. It's just a matter of who can come in and who is that name and who has a great idea for a character that, you know what I mean? It's just a lot of different things going on at the same time that are really a lot of variables that they can't truly manage.
Very, very true. Moving on, our good old friend, the great Khali, says he was actually signed to WCW briefly in 2001, but when Vince McMahon bought WCW, that ended his deal.
I've just been upset.
To be fair, he might have placed an order for food, and someone heard that he signed in WCW in 2001. He speaks very garbled, and it's very hard to understand.
How dare you?
Get out of here! You're not going to fight, you fight!
You better get out of here.
I heard Parmesan bread with a side of spaghetti.
Yeah,
that's what I heard.
That's exactly what it was. But yes, so basically he goes to Japan for 3 years. Vince hears about him. And apparently Vince sent a limo from the Longest Yard premiere to pick up Khali, and I guess he signed him on the spot in 2005. And
he actually, little known fact, he sent a limo because Khali can only fit in a car that big when he lays down.
Son of a...
Get out of here! You're not going to fight, you fight!
Dare you!
Dale, that's not true. He can also fit in a clown car.
How dare you!
Get out of here! You're not going to fight, you fight!
I will get your Parmesan bread.
He's hungry!
So wait, in 2001 WCW, what do you think Steiner would have, what do you think Khali would have done?
Do you think they had a clue? No. 2001 WCW was a clown car.
I know, I'm just trying to imagine in that time, like that roster.
It essentially was a clown car of a wrestling promotion.
What he would have been the same type of thing, like they're going to put him in the title picture right away. He was going to be a Steiner freak. He was going to be like...
An oddity?
Yeah, I don't know.
The great Khali versus David Arquette. It's kind of like a match made in heaven.
Oh, God, you did not go there.
What? Nobody likes David Arquette?
That's champion versus champion.
My bad!
That's true. Champion versus champion. Good Lord. We already mentioned it earlier, but Brad Maddox, released by the WWE this past week, now taking indie bookings and apparently going by the name Mad Braddox. I give him a round of applause for that.
I hear, I think he was on Main Event last week with Adam Rose, I want to say. So they finally had shown the tag team that they were doing on house shows and stuff, and cut a hilarious promo from what I heard. He called the crowd morons, like, yeah, I'm back, you morons.
I think what got him is he was talking about the Indianapolis Colts, and I guess used the phrase cocky pricks, and I think that's what did him in.
Really?
That's what I've heard, yeah.
Oh, my God. Good. Then, not good that he lost a job, but good that he had that much of a, I don't care, I'm going to say what I want to say, and bring that to the independents, bring that everywhere else.
He was just feeling super fresh, really feeling himself after being on Jimmy with Undertaker. He was the turkey, so, he thought he could do whatever he wanted.
Yeah, it was gobble gobble, man.
Don't tell me you're the gobbledygooker.
Yeah, we wish him the best. I mean, he's hilarious, and it's a shame. I would have liked to see him, whatever. I want to go back and watch Main Event now, knowing they were on there.
Yeah, that guy gets it, and so he's going to flourish somewhere.
His creativity.
Yeah, I always loved Brad Maddox. I felt like they were using him oddly for the general manager, but I thought he had so much potential. I wonder what actually happened. I mean, certainly it can't just be that one phrase that he said.
No,
I mean,
I think this is the straw that broke the back. I mean, he's kind of. To me, he's almost, in a way, almost like a Sin Bodhi-ish, to where, like, I feel like his creativity is above what they want to put out there.
Yeah, that he shows up with ideas, he has all these things, and they're like, no, you're not fitting the mold of what we want right now.
Exactly.
He's like, you don't even know what you want. He's a guy that's capable of so many things. He can be very funny. He can be a wimp. Like all the stuff when it was when Heyman confronted him about Punk and the Shield and all that stuff, and it was the secret footage. Like that guy will play a coward on a dime, which it's so rare nowadays. Everybody wants to be the tough badass
Or the cool bad guy.
Yeah. Maddox will do it all.
Yep.
So I look forward to where he goes.
No doubt about that. And who knows? I mean, they might bring him. They brought him back before, so you never know. We already talked about Sami Callihan all over the map. Won a title for AAW, and he won another title, I think, somewhere. And lastly, Seth Rollins crushing his rehab so far, doing physical therapy up to 5 hours a day. So, hey, he's doing everything possible in his power to get back and get that title back.
I am the man.
And that is your Wrestling Slamcast news. All right.
Is that like a live band or something? It sounds so good.
I know. Well, when you're not here, we get a live band in studio.
Yeah.
Wow. I see. That's what you're using the budget for.
Yeah. Oh, this budget is wide.
That and peanut butter filled pretzels.
A lot of peanut butter filled pretzels. We're swimming in them like Scrooge
I love
McDuck.
peanut butter filled pretzels. Come on.
Well,
move back.
Well, me and Scott are going to eat them all before you come back.
Or Sonny's
I
going
am
to eat
officially announcing my retirement from talking about wrestling.
In TNA?
But you're in the final
yes,
16.
thank you.
You're in the final 16 of the World Title Series.
Yeah, you got 7.5 points.
Yeah. 7.5.
Yeah. I'm going to be in the next 32 matches that they have to determine who is going to win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, so confusing.
It is. Well, we'll get to
my
that.
money's on. I really hope it's Eli Drake. I just want to put that out there. I mean, EC3 would be great, but let's get somebody new, somebody fresh. Please, not Matt Hardy. Just anybody that Eli Drake's going to be where I am putting all my wishes and my wants.
Your wishes and your wants.
You said your dollars.
And your dollars.
Money.
Well, while we're on the subject of Impact Wrestling, since we're all in unity about it, let's just go down the round of 16 here. So here's the deal. Drew Galloway, Rockstar Spud, had a fantastic match this past week. So Galloway moved on to the round of 16. But here we go. We got Davey Richards, Bram, DJZ, EC3, Mahabali Shira, Eli Drake. Excuse me, I'm still hoarse. I was outside in the cold all weekend and I'm barely talking. Eric Young, Psycho Eric Young.
Yes.
Kenny King, Bobby Roode, the aforementioned Matt Hardy, Lashley, Drew Galloway, Tigre Uno will be facing Gail Kim. That'll be fun.
Wow.
And Awesome Kong will be facing Jesse Goddard.
Look out, Goddard.
I love that matchup. So that's the final 16.
Yeah, top favorites that I'd want to see. I agree with Dale about Eli Drake. I always love Eric Young, and in this new iteration of character, I think that'd be really great too.
Yep.
And I mean, I know there's some stories going on. I don't look at all the dirt sheets to know what's going on with Kong, but Kong would be amazing in the top contenders.
Wouldn't she?
To see that happen and to show that they're going really far forward with a progressive idea, like potentially making a woman world champion.
That'd be incredible.
Do we know where they are inside of the recordings right now? Like, are we still on pre-taped things? Like, how is this going to finish on the Destination America, or is it something that goes?
No, because here's the thing: they were supposed to be recording matches when they were in India, but now they didn't go to India.
Well, they got to record fresh when they're in the UK because that's
January.
Yeah, that's January, and they always record shows there.
Well, they're also they have their first set of tapings January 5th to 9th in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. So the first show I believe is going to be live, and then the subsequent nights they're going to have tapings there. So they're going to get a lot of episodes out of the way in January. The question is, what do they have leading the rest of the year?
People that give TNA a lot of flack, they got to understand they have a bunch of Will Huntings keeping track of the TNA title tournament points,
yes.
And then on top of that, what's taped, what hasn't been taped, what's going to air. This is rocket science.
It is. It's very hard to understand.
How do you like them apples?
Hey-o!
Give me a hell yeah!
So, I mean, I don't know how they keep track of it. It's amazing that they've kept as consistent as they have. I just hope it soon the title tournament will end and we can follow what's going on easily.
Well, if you guys had to choose a Final Four right now that you would like to see, obviously we already agree EC3 is going to be in there.
Yes, EC3's got to be in there.
You're saying Kong.
All day, son, all day.
What else are you thinking, Dale?
EC3, Eli Drake, Kong is a great choice, and EY. I mean, EY seems like a good pick too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like those.
I like Davey Richards though, but I just don't know if they would put him in the Final Four.
Yeah, I like Kenny King a lot too, and it's just he's still on his way. He doesn't seem quite like champion material, and I don't think they've done enough through the shows to make it seem like he would be the guy.
Point
you
taken.
know,
Yep.
So when you put him in that top spot, you're like, well, he's not going to win it. You know, it gives that.
And
feeling.
he was on popping up on Ring of Honor too, so I don't know what's going on.
Right.
With this contract.
I will say this. I do believe that Mahabali Shira is going to be one of their next big people. He is from India. That
would be smart.
Yeah, there's a large Indian fan base over there. And right now, if you look at WWE, do they have any Indian superstars? I think that went out the door with Great Khali.
I've just been upset.
Mojo Rawley.
He's very Indian.
Yeah, look at the name, Mojo Rawley.
Sure,
that's an Indian name.
Yeah, you're right on point with that one.
Mm-hmm.
I stand corrected.
I don't care for Shira's dance. It's not even stupid enough to be funny. Because it's not even a dance. And the fact that everybody gets hypnotized into it, he's not doing something. If he was doing something bigger and goofier,
sure,
I'd be all about the, like, yes, I get it, it's dumb. It's like Scotty 2 Hottie Worm or the Rocks People Elbow, like something like that.
Or the Emma thing, which is barely a dance also.
Yeah, but it's something. Like, his is just putting his arms across his chest and moving a finger on each side.
Yep, I don't think it's necessary. I think if you want to get the guy over, just have him wrestle good matches.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to believe he's going to be in the Final Four. I think him, EC3 for sure.
Okay.
You got to say Hardy. He went undefeated through the tournament.
Right.
What was that?
No, I just had the dog was actually growling. I think that wasn't me.
You're a hater.
So I think we got EC3, Shira, Matt Hardy. And, I mean, Galloway is getting paid a lot of money by them, as Dale grumbles again.
Yes, he is getting paid a lot of money by them.
So, if you ask me, that's going to be the Final Four. If I had to guess.
Oh, so you're going for accuracy.
Galloway is a good pick.
Yeah.
I'm going for hopes and dreams. I'm not going for, like, got it. I guessed all four correctly.
Oh, if you ask me, I would love to. I'm looking forward to seeing Tigre Uno and Gail Kim. That'll be a fun match.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a big Kenny King guy, just like you said. So, and also, I think Bram is intense.
Oh yeah, he's super intense.
We'll see. But yeah, as far as what has been taped, what hasn't been taped, I don't know. Maybe they'll take a few weeks off before Christmas.
Sure, but you know.
Well, you're in charge of the point system. Why don't you contact them?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll get a hold of Billy.
Please do.
I'll get a hold of Billy and go, you know, what's going on? What's with the points?
Hit him up on his 1979 rotary phone. And
we'll do. We'll work it out on our TI-82s.
Yeah. How does one get a half a point in the World Title Series?
Dale, it's because Dale's dog got in the match.
That's what it is.
Dale's dog got half the point, and Dale got the other half of the point.
Dale's dog match.
Yeah.
That's why Dale's at 7.5. Wow, you're doing well, buddy.
Thanks.
I'm talking to Dale.
Oh.
Dale's at 7.5 points. No, you're doing a great job.
I got 6 points.
Oh, you do?
Goodwill Hunting.
Absolutely. All right. What else can we talk about? So we already mentioned League of Nations is a thing. I think we're on board with that. Roman Reigns got screwed because he tried to defeat Sheamus in 5 minutes and 15 seconds.
Because Sheamus 5:15 says, I just kicked your ass!
But obviously it didn't happen. The League of Nations interfered. We have to talk about this, though. We have to talk about this.
It's my turn to talk now.
Okay.
So you're informing me.
It's Rusev.
This is all news to me.
Rusev and Lana.
Okay.
What? So Dale...
So kayfabe is dead.
Yeah, super dead.
How this all started.
Soup's
TMZ
dead.
got whiff of the engagement for whatever reason or whatever.
Because Lana
So then
sent
they
it
had
to
to
him.
write Lana into
I
the
think.
storyline of being back together with Rusev.
See, I don't think she's that. I don't think she would. I don't think she'd do that. I think someone sent it. Maybe the picture they took to me looked like the kind of picture you would send to a friend. Maybe someone sent it on from there. But I don't think she.
I know plenty of people in the past, not personally, but I've heard lots of stories of people. TMZ will pay you money for any kind of garbage. So I'm sure somebody was like not good enough friends to care and wanted to make a quick buck.
Yeah,
I do have a friend that is on a nationally run television show and was recently engaged, and then had a post on her Facebook a couple days later saying, "This is a private Facebook page amongst my friends, but this info and pictures got sold." So I guess that does make sense.
Saying, yeah, exactly.
Like, it's upsetting that this happened, but
look, I know she's new to the business. Obviously, she was nowhere near a wrestling ring 2 years ago or whatever, but
maybe it was Rusev. Maybe he's like, oh my
Yeah.
god, oh my god, oh my god. She said yes.
It's my turn to talk now.
I don't know. I don't think she would send it. I don't think she'd be that foolish. At first glance, you would think, yeah, okay, she did, but I think someone sent it, and
Maybe it was that damn page.
it could have been that damn page. I don't know.
She hacked her phone.
But yeah, so now we got to go with this storyline. They're engaged and they're happy again, and she's back in old Lana gear. She got rid of the Barbie denim, so
That's good.
Which is fine, I feel. But I hope it doesn't stunt her growth as, I mean, they were really making moves to put her in the ring. I mean, I thought we were going to get a mixed tag at SummerSlam, or somewhere around there. I hope that she still is getting to do everything, and this doesn't just have her be by his side, not doing much.
Same with Rusev. We want to see him keep growing too. I mean, part of the League of Nations, that could help.
Yeah.
What about this? I mean, they are a
League
foursome.
of Nations.
What about the League of Nations eventually holding all the titles? It's a possibility.
What?
I mean, they're almost there as it is.
Not all the titles.
Wait, isn't Barrett in the League of Nations?
Sure is.
They don't let him win.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Hey, boo. maybe now is his time, guys.
Yes. 17 years later will be the time.
Yep, that could be it.
He's a king, though, so that's something.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
Here's one part I enjoyed the heck out of with Raw. Charlotte and Ric Flair with a semi-heel turn against Becky Lynch. I thought this was really interesting. So Becky Lynch comes up to Charlotte and says, hey, let's have a match for old time's sake. Let's just go out there and have fun and not worry about Paige. She's all right, cool. Well, Daddy's here. Can I bring him down to the ring?
Becky Lynch's dad?
No.
Papa Lynch?
Charlotte, this dad.
You were always home eating a ribeye.
That guy.
Right, marinated with tears.
Absolutely. So he comes down to the ring, and Charlotte proceeds to hurt her ankle. Rick is concerned. Becky's concerned. She turns her back.
Yeah.
Charlotte does a kip up and rolls her up for the win. And then backstage, Becky's like, what the hell? What happened? Charlotte's like, look, hey, this is the big leagues. I'm just teaching you a lesson. I thought that was cool.
That sounds really cool. I like that.
Yeah,
And now Ric Flair is calling himself the last licker. I'm not sure why.
well, I mean,
You were always home eating a ribeye.
who are you to say?
Weird time to repackage, but whatever he likes. I thought it was cool. I mean, I don't know, Scott. You were upset earlier about the storyline repeating. I feel like wrestling repeats a lot of storylines in general, but this is basically Charlotte becoming Ric Flair in a way. So I'm interested to see if it helps her, because I think her character is the one that has the most room to develop.
Oh, yeah.
When it comes to the main divas that are in the storylines right now. So I'd love to see her maybe picking up her dad's gimmick in a way is what'll help her kind of figure out her own groove, and then she can grow into something past that. But
Well, here's the
I
thing.
thought it was an interesting play.
Here's the thing with Charlotte. Just looking at her, you don't want to like her. She is genetically better than like when you look at her, she can do things in the ring no one else can do. Her dad's one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. You don't want to like her. So why not just embrace it?
There are certain characters in wrestling that you look at them and you go, I don't want to like you. I don't want to cheer you. I always felt that way about John Morrison, that when he did his run as a good guy, it's like, but I don't like you.
You're too good looking and athletic. We hate you.
Yeah, like you're everything. If I was in high school, like you wouldn't give me the time of day and you'd shove me into a locker. Like,
You're a hater.
Exactly.
I don't like you. And yeah, Charlotte is that way too.
Same thing with The Miz, really. When The Miz tried to do that face run, we're like, no, we want to hate you.
No, you're a dick bag. Like, no.
You're a bag of dicks.
And yes, Charlotte is that way too. Charlotte's incredibly beautiful. She's incredibly athletic. And she is so good and knows it and comes from lineage and all that. And it's the same thing. It's like, oh, well, yeah, but I don't like you, though. Because you don't like me.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm looking forward to her embracing that, and I thought having Rick there by her side was a great way to do it.
It is. It is a smart move. And Dale, to the point of wrestling repeats itself, I get it. People don't like each other. They fight each other. They come together. They fall apart. It was just the same players doing the exact same thing 2 years ago is what irked me.
No, I for sure. I feel that. And lastly, with WWE, really digging the building Dudley Boys and Wyatt family feud, because I think this could come out making...
They're going to be on Family Feud?
Oh
my God.
My name is Steve Harvey. On one side, we got the Wyatt family.
Yeah.
The other side, we got the Dudley Boys.
I'm Big Dick Dudley.
How are y'all brothers?
Oh my God, that'd be the best.
Nobody here is related.
Oh, hell. We're having fun.
I thought, just for a split second, I thought when they said the Dudley brothers brought their family, I thought they were going to bring out Spike Dudley.
Oh, here's my theory. Number one, I think Spike's long retired, but...
Well, Tommy Dreamer showed up.
Right. I'm thinking they bring out a new buddy every single week leading up to TLC, which essentially is one more week, I think. When is TLC? The 12th or 19th? Or 13th or 20th? I don't know.
Or the 7th or the 8th.
It's one of those. So you think that Tommy's just a one-time play?
Yes, I'd like to. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm giving them too much credit, but I think it'd be cool if they bring out someone new every time. Raven, sure.
Raven needs to be back on television
I thought
somewhere.
maybe Rhino, since he's already is he still there?
Exactly.
Or what? I don't know what his...
Rhino's available. I mean, there's a lot of you get a new pop every single week.
That'd be pretty cool.
And I love what Bray said to the Dudleys. He kept it real simple this week.
But you should be more careful inviting the devil in your backyard, because he might just like it.
Don't ever invite a devil in. They might hang around.
Well, that's fine. I like to have people have a good time when they come over.
Well, you're a very polite house guest.
Well, I just like to think that.
You're
devil or not, you know, have a good old time.
Just playing devil's advocate.
That's right.
Keanu Reeves. And so are you, if you're inviting him in.
Yeah, the devil and Keanu Reeves can come on over.
Go ahead, Dale.
I am officially retiring from Scott's backyard.
I think you and I are in when it comes to that one.
But Dale, you're in charge of the tiki torches.
Well, you got to find new tiki torches now, buddy.
I got to get a new tiki torch.
Yeah,
guy.
Dale's keeping his. Yeah, and don't think I'm bringing my grill over anymore either.
Oh, you're George Foreman.
Yeah, I'm not bringing the Foreman.
Oh no!
No, and that one was big enough to fit 2 sandwiches.
I know.
Well,
now down to just a sandwich.
That's it. You're getting one sandwich at a time. You're gonna have some pretty pissed off, especially when the devil comes over.
Well, I guess I'll just have to invite Zeb Coulter because now he's not doing nothing.
You're a hater.
Yeah,
I'm a lover.
Well, clearly.
So what's Zeb doing now? This is all very confusing. So if
Zeb's around, Swagger and ADR getting into it.
Right, but if ADR is in the League of Nations, right?
Yeah.
Is Coulter in that too?
Not thus far. It was just the 4 of them.
But yeah, Swagger and ADR have a feud going right now.
They sure do.
So as long as no one gets pulled over for weed, this might actually culminate into something big.
Let's keep our fingers crossed on that one.
Mm-hmm.
No one get pulled over.
Yeah.
By the federale, by the cops, wherever you're at.
Yeah. Swagger, stay away from those doobies right now. Did you see on SmackDown he went all chair rage, like he went crazy.
I loved it.
It was cool. It was cool to see Swagger do something like that again.
He realizes my chances are not often. Let's make the most of this.
Mm-hmm.
Which is pretty cool.
I think he's a guy like Barrett. I feel that has been kind of like putzing around for a while, and maybe he really does understand what he has to do. I mean, I think Swagger's biggest criticism was that he was kind of boring on the mic, and he's definitely had more oomph in this return.
A lot more oomph for sure. And speaking of oomph, Dale, NXT Samoa Joe choked out your boy Finn Balor.
Oh man, that was rough to watch. That was a giant drool spittle.
Yeah, that was so perfect though. But you're right, it was gross.
Ooh, it was gross. But I loved it. I mean, contract signings, Lord almighty. Talk about a bathroom break. I am usually not entertained during a contract signing.
Sure.
But this was exactly how I want all contract signings to go from now on. He came out, he said nothing, he signed aggressively, and then left, and then snuck attack him.
That was perfect. The way when Joe ran in, signed it, and bolted, I was like, yes, yes, yes. So good.
It has such power to it. It's nice when you can do something that's like the inverse of what everybody else does, and it can actually have more power than if you had sat there and just, droned on or done your thing or even yelled or whatever. I don't know. I thought it was just a really nice move.
It was. This whole
Break the cliche.
Break the cliche. And this whole episode was power. Enzo and Cass attacking Dash and Dawson was really great. Emma attacking Asuka from behind. Her and Dana Brooke end up running away, so that match doesn't even happen. I love that. They get one up on Asuka. But we got to talk about Bayley and Eva Marie. I'm a little confused. So
Eva Marie has red hair.
I know she.
Bayley's the one that likes to hug everybody.
Exactly. And she did. She hugged her for the 3 count.
Confused.
Yeah, no, well, I'm confused about what the deal was. Nia Jax destroys Bayley afterwards. Okay. What kind of corporate fix, where did this come from and why, Dale?
So here's what I put together. So WWE Corporate is a huge fan of Eva Marie, and they're going to do whatever it takes to get her name in light kind of thing.
Okay.
So I guess they sent down the referee to handle the biz. They got Nia Jax to help out. They're doing whatever they're going to do. And honestly, I actually thought it was a pretty smart move because everybody already loathed Eva Marie.
Yep.
So why not try and hang it on the man and have this power that just continuously wants to screw the fans and has its own agenda? I thought it was a well thought out sudden plot point.
No, I will say this. I enjoyed the heck out of that match. I mean,
I was shocked at how entertaining it was. Yeah, she's still Eva Marie, but the amount of things that were distracting and had it going in a way that at least had the entertainment value, I thought it was held together pretty well.
And the belly to belly off the ropes, I thought looked good as well. But you're right, start to finish, I really enjoyed it.
Is there any Samoan that The Rock is not related to?
Well, I don't know.
That's like if a tree falls in the forest, does it make a sound?
What a maneuver! Yeah, it's possible.
I didn't realize that she was his, what is it, cousin or
niece, cousin.
Eva Marie Samoan?
Yes, it's Eva Marie.
I see why you're confused now, Johnny.
Yeah, see, I was a little bit thrown off.
Wow.
Little bit thrown off.
Yeah, that's very confusing.
And if you guys watched Total Divas, you would have totally already known all this.
Well, it's funny. This is almost like this is Eva Marie and Nia Jax. Is you automatically think Shawn Michaels Diesel, that kind of a thing. She's the muscle.
Well, I guess.
Okay, I'm not comparing skill level.
I see what you're saying.
Yes.
You're talking mullets. They both have mullets.
Big time mullets.
Yeah.
Just party in the back all day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Business in the front.
No business in the front. Just party all day. Yeah. I don't know. I liked it. I did like it. And I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes. And if that means having Eva Marie on the show, then I'm okay with it.
I think this is going to be a quick handoff to, Nia Jax or back to Alexa Bliss or something. I don't know if this is going to be Eva Marie's moment to win the title, but I think she's definitely going to be like an annoying little storyline, which I like. I like having somebody to hate that much.
Exactly, for sure. Well, with that said, we just got through a heck of a show, gentlemen. We had a good time. Chuck was on the line. We got Ryan Nemeth on the line. Hard Body, How to Be One, buy the book on Amazon Kindle right now. Also, this Sunday, December 6th, our final Championship Wrestling from Hollywood taping of the year, 3 p.m. at the Ocean View Pavilion in Port Hueneme. Follow at CWF Hollywood. Or just hit me up on social media. We would love to see it. We want to pack the place. Also, ProWrestlingTees.com/WrestlingandPadres. Thank you to everyone who bought a shirt over the Black Friday sale this past week. We got some sales, Dale.
Yeah, I like it.
We did. We got some sales. So keep buying them. ProWrestlingTees.com/WrestlingCompadres. And, of course, our live show next Tuesday, December 8th at 11 a.m. It's going to be a celebration.
Wait, live? So that means what? That we're just recording live and no one can interact in any way? There's just nothing that happens?
Au contraire. All of a sudden you turn into Tim the Toolman Taylor.
That's right.
No, we go on live at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Sure.
Which is 2 p.m. on the East Coast. And it's even later other parts of the world.
Sure.
But I know it's early enough for all of our... We did this at 11 a.m. for our international fan base because we know you guys always want to get on board and you're so interactive. And so we want to put it at a time where you guys can jump in. We're going to do a live chat. We're going to have some special guests call in. And then we're going to have some other compadres call in. We're going to leave the phone lines open. People can call in. And we're just going to make it a party.
Wow. So people can call. People can chat. They can do everything live and in real time.
It's amazing.
My mother was born in Brooklyn.
It's going to be incredible.
Well, good for your mother.
Yeah. She might call in.
Word to your mother.
Word to your mother.
And money for Sonny.
Monday for Sunday. Dale, put yourself over.
You can find me at moneyforsunny.com or youtube.com dishing on movies.
Yeah, Scott Narver, buddy.
You can follow me on Twitter at Curtain Jerks, and you can listen to my comedy wrestling podcast, Curtain Jerks, available on iTunes and SoundCloud. And this week, our Thanksgiving episode, amongst the craziness that happened, is a personal favorite of mine, a friend of mine for many, many years that I've had many wrestling adventures with, Steve Venoni. We talked for a long while, and he tells one of his stories about him choking out a former WWE champion. So you have to listen to find out who and hear that great story.
That is a great story. That sounds terrifying. It's your friend Steve sounds like a big man.
He's not that big of a man, but this was before this person was involved in the WWE, and Steve worked as a bouncer. And they were a bit unruly.
And he remembers that moment?
Oh, yeah. Like, we knew... he knew who the guy was.
Oh, so he was already well-known by something else.
He was known and then, like, was coming up to be a wrestler.
It was The Miz. It was The Miz, wasn't it? I'm not going to say who. I don't know who it is. I don't know.
It could have been the Great Khali.
Well, yeah. Well, it may have been.
I've just been upset.
I'm just needing berries and some cider.
Well, hey.
That's what I heard.
Just, you have to listen to Curtain Jerks to find out.
Yeah, check it out.
Listen to it. It might be the Great Khali.
Get out of here. You're not going to fight, you fight.
Thank you, Canada. I had so much fun with Whistle Sports at the CFL Grey Cup this past week. And I know we have a lot of Canadian listeners. Winnipeg, it was cold. I thought I was going to die being outside for 2 days in a row. But it was incredible. I can't wait for the episode to go online. And that concluded the filming of the Epic Tour. The past 3 months have been a lot of fun. A lot of content coming out over the next couple of months. So I appreciate your support whenever you do see it. Watch it, give it a thumbs up, all that good deal. Other than that, at Wrestling Buds on Twitter, Facebook.com/WrestlingBuds. I am at Jay Quasto. Other than that, guys, live next week, Tuesday, December 8th, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Join us then. We love you!
Wrestling buddies want to be your buddy. What's going on?
Hey, buddy. Buddy.
You got me mad now.